Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm vengeance.
I have given a name to my pain.
The Batman.
Always waiting for some Batman to save you.
It's simple. We kill the Bat of Gotham. I'm Batman.
Hello there. Welcome to the 64th episode of the Batman on Film Social Hour. Hey now. Did I get everybody up and moving here?
There we go.
We're recording this in the morning of the 27th of April, 2022. And I am Bill Jett Ramey. I'm the founder of Batman on Film. Pete, did you know I founded Batman in 1998 on a web TV? Have you ever heard that story?
I have. Multiple
Okay.
times.
Oh,
I
wasn't sure if I've ever told that story. Pete
Well, I've
Verra,
heard-
everybody. Pete Verra, senior BOF contributor, is here.
How are you?
He's been up. Pete's been up. He's plowed the back 40 already.
Yeah.
Milked the cows.
Twice.
He's fed the chickens.
Yeah.
He cooked
I
breakfast for everybody, and he's, now he's going to podcast. This guy
I'm going to podcast.
is a man of many, jack of all trades. This guy here.
Up late last night celebrating the success that was CinemaCon.
We're going to get to
what I
that
was doing.
shortly. I have a conga line going. It's a figurative conga line, but y'all know what I mean. And also with me today is another senior BOF contributor, and that would be Ryan Lauer. I don't even need to say spelled like lower anymore because you are well known as Ryan Lauer, the curator of the Batman Book Club and a senior BF contributor, right?
Well, but I mean, I haven't accomplished anything today compared to Peter Verra. So
Not many have.
It's
Not
quite a
many have.
privilege
Yeah.
to be here. But I know Pete will. He doesn't get up at the crack of dawn for many. So
No.
BOF will get him up.
Only for the old gunslinger. Only for the original. That's the only person who can get me up. Poor dude.
Y'all want to have some witty banter real quick?
Yes.
Okay. What you got? What's been
Well,
going on?
Yankees are looking good right now. Very
Okay.
excited. My
The
man,
Chicago
Anthony
Cubs.
Rizzo.
Thank you for giving away Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah.
It hurts, but it's good to see that he's thriving in New York, Pete.
Right now, leading the American League in home runs. Just knocking the cover off the ball. Anyone who's not named a Guardian is welcome in Yankee Stadium.
Well, speaking of sports, the NFL draft is tomorrow, which I'm excited for. Okay. Let's
Cowboys
see.
got good picks.
Yeah, the 24th in the first round, so we'll see. We'll see. They draft well. I will say that. They do draft well, so they have to be diligent with those draft picks coming in the lower part of the rounds. Let's see what else. Oh, the Texas Rangers aren't horrible. Woo! They're okay-ish. They're not going to make the playoffs or probably even be in the mix.
Well, they might.
but-
There's like 15 teams in the playoffs this year.
so we'll see, but they've gotten better. And I think we've got a Dallas Mavericks team that may do something in the Western Conference.
Yeah. Luka Doncic.
They've got something going with this team. So that's in the world of sports.
Let me throw
Yeah.
something your
Okay.
way because I
Yeah.
could start a conversation here. I cooked,
Oh, I got it.
Bill.
Okay.
and it
What?
wasn't cereal. It wasn't
Whoa.
cereal.
Okay.
You use like a pan?
Yeah.
Well,
Made
let's-
some
Let's hear this
Breaded-
story.
breaded pork tenderloins.
Oh,
That
okay.
sounds delicious.
All right.
Yeah.
Those are very
Which I
delicious.
didn't know that those are like connected with Indiana. I've always grown up with them being like, yeah, pork tenderloins. That's an option to eat, but apparently it kind of like started in Indiana. I'd heard, but yeah, went and got some
Pork
fresh
tenderloin
meat.
capital of the world.
Yeah,
Indiana?
that's right. I mean, we show it too. And yeah, tenderized some pork loins, breaded them, cooked them. Fantastic.
What else did you?
The most I've ever
dishes?
done
What'd you
for
have?
side dishes, some homemade mac and cheese,
Look
Okay.
at you.
Oh,
Eating good in the
Um,
neighborhood.
baked beans, salad, because
Yeah.
that really mans it up.
Well, for Garrett, people like Garrett, vegans.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we have? We made banana pudding.
Oh, I'm
and-
coming over, Lowry. You kidding me? Homemade banana pudding?
And then it was like a angel food cake strawberry dish and homemade whipped cream.
Look at you.
damn, wow.
Yeah.
You're gonna open a restaurant?
So this is like,
All right.
that was one dish because we had my parents come down for my dad's birthday, so I made a
Nice.
whole dish.
Is that
I just
your
want to,
specialty
a
now?
little bit of a brag. This is stuff that you guys do in your sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, this
Hey,
is a step up. This is a step up from cereal in a bowl.
I think on diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri. I think there was an episode he went to a place in Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
and their big thing in this, it was kind of like it's like a fast food place, but it's like just one. It's not a franchise. It's a local restaurant, and their thing was pork, like fried pork tenderloin sandwiches, and like
That
like,
sounds good.
and like the pork tenderloin was like the size of a plate and the buns
Oh,
were like a regular size bun, so it was just it just spilling over. So yeah, I believe it was on that show, but yeah, it was in Indiana when I watched that.
Yeah, they can be pretty. I mean, that was usually a thing of you always fold it in half to make it a sandwich because it's like too big.
Yeah.
So then you have this,
Okay.
4-inch stack to try and fit in your mouth. But there you go. I did something.
I am extremely proud of you. I did cook
Thank you.
I cooked up some red beans and andouille sausage. So red beans and rice. Did that. What else have I cooked at least recently? Me and Pete send pictures back, and just pictures of prepping food or on something on the grill or in the pot. Or
I had a lamb shank on the rotisserie
Yeah.
this weekend. It came out phenomenal.
now you got me one of those contraptions, that rotisserie thing.
They're fun. They're fun.
So, all right. I know 99% of our audience loves Witty Banter, but time to move on because I'll get that, that 1% will you timestamp these episodes
Oh, you
Or-
get those, really?
or just go straight into the Batman conversation, man? Okay. So, anyway,
Sure.
I like Witty Banter myself. Like I said,
Good warm up.
99% of the people say, keep that Witty Banter going, please. My favorite part of the show.
Can't please everybody.
All right, let's get into. This was going to be a mailbag show. I'm trying to do one written mailbag and one social hour mailbag a month.
Mhm.
So we may get some questions because something happened yesterday. It was kind of big. We're going to be the main focus. We'll get to in a second, and that is that the Batman is getting a sequel. I know everybody's shocked. I mean, I know it's a big shocker. It's a huge shock. We're going to get into that detail in a second, but let's talk about something else first. Batgirl. There's a scuttlebutt out there that Batgirl may get a theatrical release. So nothing concrete. Like I said, scuttlebutt, rumor. Wouldn't shock me, but let's discuss that. Pete, what do you think?
I kind of thought this was going to happen, to be honest with you. When Blue Beetle got announced, it was going from HBO Max to the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it kind of paved the way to Batgirl. I think the whole Keaton aspect is also part of it too. I think he's a big star. I still think he is. I think he's had a resurgence. I think people want to see Keaton movies. And And I also think the fact that it's Discovery, not AT&T, has a big part in this. I think Discovery sees this as big screen potential. I thought AT&T was trying to push HBO
Probably Warner Brothers Pictures thought it was big screen potential, but under AT&T,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, the focus is less HBO Max.
AT&T's thing was all about HBO Max.
Yes, so that's kind of where I was going with that. So
and so they wanted
there you go.
They wanted DC projects that were specifically, and when I say projects, films, not miniseries or prestige series. They wanted films to be also on HBO Max.
But I will say it also, it did kind of fit the way they're going about things now, whereas big screen movie, streaming companion, right? Like it does kind of fit the mold for both options. But I honestly think putting it on the big screen would be very interesting. I'd love to see it myself. I mean, I'm going to see this thing regardless. So.
Yeah.
But
I
do think Keaton will bring in some people to the seats.
I think that first let me give credit. This comes from Puck.News, and I had never heard of that outlet, and then I said, okay, maybe it's just some bullshit. And then I looked up Puck.News. They are a very legit and upstanding outlet who covers other topics besides entertainment. Entertainment's just not even their main topic. They're more of a political, just general news site. But the guy who wrote it used to be like one of the main guys at Hollywood Reporter, or one of the trades, wrote the story. And it, reading the article, I saw it in the news feed. So I did the little research. A lot of the articles were like, Batgirl is going to the big screen. That was like the headline. Well,
that's how they get their clicks.
Exactly. And so I read the article, and it was more it's more of speculation on his part, because he brings up the fact that under AT&T, when they owned Warner Media, that was Killar's, he, like I just said, he was all about HBO Max, and wanted these kind of second tier DC movies to go straight to that. But now with Discovery, it seems that Warner Brothers Pictures has way more autonomy than they did, under AT&T, and it's probably moving Batgirl to the big screen would be something that would happen now that AT&T's out of the way. So Ryan, I think we're all on the same page. We'd like to see it on the big screen if that's what they're going to do, right?
Yeah, I'll see it. Like Pete said, I'll see it regardless. I feel like it's to put it on in theaters. It's just not too risky, because I think the article didn't say it was like around a 70 million-ish budget.
Yeah, 70 million.
A little bit more.
They probably pump in what, 10, 20 more million.
So you could still come in under 100, and I think for a superhero movie, that's not very risky. And this is a known, that's a known name. It's Batgirl.
Yeah.
And throw Michael Keaton around too.
Yeah.
But I know that when Warner Brothers did the day and date launch, and there's a lot of hubbub about it, because it was a lot of wasn't it they were renegotiating a contracts or something, because stuff wasn't going to be theater exclusive. Mm-hmm. So actors, I think, had to renegotiate contracts or something. So I don't know if that would be a speed bump. But as you've said, Bill, and as we all kind of figure, Batgirl can't come out until after The Flash, and The Flash is June of next year. So it's like Batgirl it's got some time to work out any kind of kinks with contracts, story editing, all that stuff. So I think it's definitely possible. And yeah, I don't care either way, because I just want to see it, and I'll watch it. But I think it's possible, and it's not very risky, and could be a good investment.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it's very risky. Even if you spend $100 million on it, it's still. You got to think that. But it's part of the Batman IP. It's part of the Batman brand, and along with Keaton, especially if the Flash does really well, then you can market the Keaton involvement with Batgirl. Michael Keaton returns, makes a second appearance as Batman,
Yeah.
whatever,
I was gonna say, do like a post credits, like 1 minute reel of Batgirl at the end of the Flash or something like that. Because I know, and I'm following the Marvel stuff, but it's just like Marvel's done that with stuff. I think that's just built in of like, here's a continuation of Michael Keaton. You don't have to wait that long. It's coming in a couple months or whatever. That would work really well.
The thing will be interesting to see. I looked at 2023 release schedule, film release schedule. So it has to come after June 23rd, right? Of next year, after the Flash. So I start looking at possible weekends. There seems to be between September and December, there's several weekends in there doesn't have a huge release already penciled in. So maybe it goes there.
Wasn't the unofficial plan to release this the month after on HBO Max? Didn't that kind of leak out, right?
I mean, I never heard a concrete release date except that 2020, at some point in 2022,
and we figured that, well, it has to come after the Flash, and the Flash
it would have to come after the Flash,
so it must be December. I think that was the way that we all
and
put
then
it.
that was Aquaman at that point. I was like, okay, now you're getting a little crowded with DC stuff, but
yeah,
I always kind of figured it was going to be 2023 myself, just even before they switched around release dates. So all right, I will say one thing. Yeah.
It going to the big screen is going to open up a whole lot of continuity worms, and it's going to be fun to watch those people implode. Where does this fit in? Who's this? This Gordon, this Batman, he's replacing this. Like, it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait.
It probably will. Well, probably, but
it's going definitely. Oh, it's definitely. Why does Gordon look like this? He didn't look like this in the last movie. It's gonna be amazing.
The people who will care about that are going to see the film no matter what, and then the general audience just doesn't care. It's just, if the movie's good, they'll go see it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
And people still thinking Batman Begins was a prequel to Batman '89. So,
plan looks good from here, boys.
Yes, the plan does look good. All right, so we'll see. Batgirl getting a theatrical release. I think that's probably likely if I had to guess. And we'll have to figure out when that will happen. So we're probably a year and a half from seeing this either on the big screen or HBO Max. Speaking of HBO Max, did y'all know that the Batman has been on HBO Max now for about 2 weeks?
Oh, I have, because I've fallen asleep to it for 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm still holding out.
I was gonna ask that. You holding out still?
Yeah, 4 weeks from yesterday. So less than 4 weeks. If I can hold out, I'm gonna have that Blu-ray in my hand.
Wait, what do you holding out for? Tough. Physical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you called me crazy for waiting for Long Halloween to be released in 2 parts. I'm just saying. Hello, pot. This is Kettle.
It's totally different because I have seen the Batman 6 times, Pete. So it's different.
Whatever.
It's different, Pete.
Yeah, you're just saying that so your boy Sheridan hears.
When does that Blu-ray come out for the Batman?
24th.
24th of May.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically,
what did you order? What
month.
Versions?
Me?
Yeah, you. What'd you order?
I ordered the Walmart.
Yeah, I got that one too. Yeah.
And I did order just the regular old plain Blu-ray.
Okay.
Copy.
I think, what did we get? Walmart and Steelbook from Best Buy? That's what we did?
Yeah. Pete and I couldn't be stopped.
Yeah.
We had to get it. They were a bunch of Pokemon. Got to catch them all.
So I'll get
Manimon.
I'm sure I'll get a screening, an early screening copy of it from the fine folks at Warner Home Entertainment. And if so, I will, the regular one I got for myself, I'll give that away on Batman on Film. So, but yeah.
The Steelbook had a great cover. I couldn't turn it down. It might be my favorite poster from the film. I like smoky question mark with Batman's silhouette.
I liked
really good.
Best Buy and the Walmart. And then I think it was Ryan that you told me, you were like, yeah, Bill, the way you like to set stuff up,
Yeah.
for display, you probably want to go with the Walmart one. So that's where I went that direction. But
And it's got some mysterious third disc that I don't
Yeah.
know what's on it. I mean, it's just
That-
there's
and
no
that's-
listing.
With Batman, my FOMO comes out.
So
And I'm
what's
like,
the-
what's
okay.
this disc? I need this disc. I don't know what it is.
What's the
Probably it's like
deal?
on DVD or something.
is there a director's commentary for the entire
iTunes
film?
exclusive, only on iTunes.
That's
it's an
for
Apple
sure.
exclusive.
It's
Yeah.
Apple exclusive.
That's what I keep hearing.
Okay.
Which means hopefully I'm going to use my digital code from one of my Blu-rays that are coming, and I can redeem it digitally that way. This way I don't have to spend an
Uh-oh.
extra 25. But we'll see.
Breaking news, boys.
What's
I just
up?
found out. So there's a different cover for Target, and it
Ooh.
says only at Target exclusive content, 15-minute bonus featurette, and exclusive cover art. Shit.
So you're gonna have to get
Okay.
another one, huh?
They look here. This is business wise. This is probably very smart to give different exclusives to different releases.
They've been
right?
doing this forever, though.
Yeah. But it's also maddening at the same time a little bit.
It is.
You know? Yeah.
Because
I will say,
okay,
from
so
a
we-
collector standpoint, it's fun because I'm collecting for Rises. I got some Rises and BVS. I've gotten so many different covers for those two movies, just like Blu-ray physically wise. So like it's fun collecting if you get into that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, I've already like they've gotten my money and then some already, and now it's like they're milking me dry. But like, so the commentary thing. So usually, the digital code that comes in with your Blu-rays and 4Ks.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like Warner Brothers has a habit of that stuff going on Vudu. Or sometimes Movies Anywhere, but then I don't know if that'll unlock the commentary if you want to play it through Apple, because that's kind of hit and miss sometimes. And if that's the case, then it's like, well, damn it, now I got to buy it on Apple so I can listen to the commentary.
That's
Bill,
like
I've talked about. I'm not a huge commentary guy,
Yeah.
but for Batman movies, I'll definitely watch and
They
listen.
get like at least one listen. I don't sit there and like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm not worshiping everything.
I
the director
look.
says.
I'm not a. I like the extras behind the scenes stuff. I like those kind of featurettes.
Mhm.
The one that came with the Dark Knight trilogy box set about making the making of the Dark Knight trilogy or whatever it was called. That was
Yeah.
really awesome. I like that stuff. Not a huge commentary guy, but as much of a fan I have become of Matt Reeves, and how much as I love the Batman, and I feel like this probably sounds ridiculous, but I kind of like in my head I've got this kinship with Reeves because we're the same vintage and we kind of came up Batman fans the same exact way, and I
The
really
haters online are going to manipulate this.
I really appreciate I appreciate the fact of him being a Batman fan and putting so much detail into Batman, these little things. I dig it. So I'd love to hear his commentary. So it's kind of like, I'm kind of sort of, you watch the film along with the director. And well, now you can't have a discussion with him, but it's kind of, with this, I would, and with Reeves, I would like that, but whatever, I'll figure it out. I mean, I'm sure at some point you'll be able to access it.
Here's the thing when it comes to special features, like I usually give them honestly, like one good sit through the whole way through, and that's about it. I never really revisit them, and that's not really my thing. But when it comes to like the rebooting of a franchise, I get a little bit more into it because I'm like, all right, well, honestly, what's different? What are you saying? Like, again, I may only really watch it once, but I do want to hear his point of view. Just to be curious, just, well, why did you make the decisions you made? What makes you different than everyone who came before you? What's similar? What do you have in common with these other directors and actors and movies and other versions of Batman? So I will check it out.
And another thing,
I am curious.
A thing about Reeves I really appreciate is that he always heaps praise on what came before him and the Batman, whether it was Tim Burton or Schumacher or of course Chris Nolan. That's kind of like that's like the gold standard, the Dark Knight trilogy, and even his fondness for the 60s TV series. I really appreciate that. from him. So
I gotta say, the best extras that they've ever put on disc were the Shadows of the Bat, the cinematic saga of the Dark Knight documentary
good.
series on the
Yeah.
anthology. I'll sit through it. I'll just go back and watch those for because it's a Thursday. You know, I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. I'll just
those are
watch
great.
them.
But that's like a documentary type thing. That's really that's history of Batman. Almost. That's almost,
You're talking to someone.
That, you got the legend in there too.
You know,
let's not forget the goats in there.
You're talking to someone here, me, who is a history nerd and will watch the History Channel and watch documentaries. So I'd love, look, it's Batman, but it's Batman history, which I find fascinating in itself. So
have you thought of coming out of retirement, returning to school and teaching a Batman 101?
I would love to teach a junior college course on Batman.
Following the footsteps of your pal, Mr. Uslan.
Yes.
Mr. Ramey. All right, everybody, taking me. We're talking Batman.
You'd have to call him Coach.
You would have to, yes, Coach Ramey. I would, yes, you have to call me Coach. I actually, this has probably been, oh my God, this was after Batman Begins. It's probably before The Dark Knight. Maybe it was right around The Dark Knight. So, oh my God, 2008 or so. There was a class at Rice University in Houston. It was a class on Batman. And it was kind of like what Michael did when he was at Indiana. Michael was a student at that time. And this was a student taught elective course on Batman at Rice. And the dude was a fan of Batman on film. And he hit me up and I went and talked to the class.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's also a fantastic baseball team.
Yes. And so that would be like, I'd love to teach a Batman class. I'd love to
make it happen.
Now you got me. I mean, I don't know if it ever happened, but my gosh, that would be awesome. All right.
Have to go get a knee brace on and you'll snap right back into action.
You know what?
Just like Bruce.
Strap your leg back up.
Couldn't I just teach one online? Couldn't I just do it? Teach it online, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
I like the lecture though. I like getting up there.
Patreon exclusive Batman class.
Well, yeah. Now you got me.
All right, go do a lap. All right, now you're back. Let's go.
Give me 25 push-ups. Give me 25 squat first. That. 25 squat.
Got to get him in shape.
Yeah.
Come on, Batman can do this in his sleep.
Speaking of getting in shape and HBO Max and the Batman, going all the way, circling back.
What is Journey?
The Batman. Now, Ron Lauer did not do his part, but by gosh, I did. And I know Pete did. But during the first week on HBO Max, the Batman had 4.1 million beats the first 7 days on HBO Max. And it was the most except for the Mortal Kombat movie that was.
So it's perhaps my fault that it did not top Mortal Kombat. My bad.
Get the hell out of here.
Well,
Get the hell out of here.
I think I'm a Batman fan.
I'm pretty sure now, right? Each household, once you watch it, that's one beat. I don't think it counts. You can't put it on dadgum loop and watch it 24/7.
Yeah, there's that, and there's got to be like a.
Really, I thought that was possible. A certain group of people told me.
Yeah,
you could just rewatch things.
Yeah, that
the
was
account.
That was
and the account itself. Just one viewing sort of deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so that is not bad. And here's what's kind of fascinating about it is that, and there's a kind of like a chicken and egg thing with it as well. Okay, how many people watched the Batman already and like me or Pete or even Ryan? Ryan he's just holding out, but you get my drift. Love the Batman and are going to watch it again as soon as it came out on HBO Max. How many of that 4.1 million were those folks, and how many were people who just were like, I don't know if I'm going to see another Batman movie, and then heard all the positive things about it and said, okay, I'm going to watch this as soon as it comes out on HBO Max. So
I had 3 friends text me within a couple days that watched it for the first time. Thanks. No, 4, because of HBO Max.
And
So
they liked
I think
it.
that makes it. Yeah, there were 3 loves and 1 like.
Okay.
So hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like 3 home runs and a double.
Yeah.
3 home runs and a triple. Yep, that's pretty
Okay.
good. No
Yeah.
complaints there. But I think it's more impressive to just even be like 4.1 million views, and you know that it's not, half of those were people watching it multiple times. It's like, no, it's almost like 4.1 million showings in a sense in that regard. And I think that makes it even more impressive. And then see, I mean, it's quite an anomaly to me that of all of this, that Mortal Kombat is number 1 for HBO Max in views. I would not have ever guessed that Mortal Kombat would be the one.
It's a big. You'd be surprised. That's a pretty big franchise. I know it doesn't do $1 billion at the box office.
But I
and
feel
things
like
that.
overseas, and HBO Max wasn't available overseas when Mortal Kombat came out. So I think that's what really kind of blows my mind of like how popular that movie was and people watching it.
I had a buddy I coached with was a huge Mortal Kombat fan.
Yeah,
Was always
it's very popular.
yeah.
I mean, there's a reason. I mean, it's the most popular fighting game on the planet, I'd say.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's surprising, but
brand.
to see all the
No,
other stuff
I'm
that
with
Batman
you. Yeah.
beats is pretty, like, it's good. I'm really happy about it. It was just in seeing that, I'm like, wow, Mortal Kombat. Nobody
How
has their
long is
finger
that
on the
movie?
pulse for that.
Just out of curiosity, is that a 2.5 hour movie? There's no way that's
What?
a 3 hour film,
Mortal
right?
Kombat.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like an hour and a half, hour 45.
Okay. So I guess, just people like pure violence. And
It's very 90s popcorn type movie, right?
Oh,
Hour and a half.
This one was disappointing.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it.
I
But,
don't know
like,
if I've ever watched a single Mortal Kombat movie, so I can't.
You watched the one, the original one was at 94, Ryan? 94,
95.
95. The first one's really good.
It was
And
pure
this new
fun
movie-
90s,
okay.
but yeah, that one I thought was a blast. Even as an adult, I thought this one's kind of, it's innocent. Not innocent, but I mean, it's fun. It's just like the game. It's fighting.
It's still the
in a
best one, in my
tournament.
opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm no box office movie expert at all, but the ones that people who are like were really praising and like saying, "Oh, this is a big for the Batman to do as well as it did on the big screen at the box office." For it to come up with those numbers on the streamer the first week was pretty significant. So,
I just case in point, movie's good. Like that's it.
Yeah.
People like the story. It's
That's-
compelling.
doesn't
And
it
to be
all
honest,
go back to? That's what it always goes back to. If
It
the
always goes
movie's
back to if
good,
the
the
movie's
movie
good.
is good. People want to watch this.
yes,
And I think
People
that
have
there's,
repeatedly watched this. It
and
didn't,
it's
it
not
didn't
like
have a drop.
Batman's. It's not like Batman's the only one here, but we're talking about Batman. But you have a known IP like that there is extra pressure too,
Mhm.
because I mean, same with James Bond, and I think Bill, you've always kind of said that Batman is WB's James Bond.
Mhm.
There's extra pressure of new Batman. Well, let's really zone in on this, and there's some pressure on what does and doesn't work. It's really analyzed, maybe over analyzed. And apparently, I mean, like Pete just said, the movie's freaking good. Look at the box office numbers. And then now, as soon as it's available to watch on streaming,
yeah,
it kicks ass with numbers there. So it's just, I mean, I just feel like it's more confidence in Warner Brothers. And then now with Discovery taking over too, that they're like, yep, Batman's still the big kahuna around these parts.
yeah. It's also going to, in my opinion, even though the Batman did better at the box office than Batman Begins did back in 2005, I do think there's going to be more people end up watching the sequel we're going to talk about in just a second than watched the Batman on the big screen, because there will be people who discover it on HBO Max, and they will discover it on video demand or on the Blu-ray when it comes out. I'm curious about Blu-ray sales when they start up in May and see how it does. It's just
I'm curious what the pre-order numbers are, because I feel like everyone has gone, at least within our circle, let's say the fanboys.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like everyone's at least gotten 2 copies of this Blu-ray.
Probably.
There's nobody. No, be honest. I think
Yeah.
we're the only people. I think Eric's the only one who hasn't bought more than one copy of the Blu-ray. I don't think Eric's a pre-order. I think he'll walk in the store and buy himself. But I think everyone else I've talked to really honestly has bought at least 2 copies of this Blu-ray. So I'd be curious to see what those sale numbers are. And remember, those things went on sale before HBO Max, when the movie was just solo in theaters.
Yeah.
So I just. Again, we were talking about Milk and Ryan Dry on Blu-rays. Anything about this franchise right now is money. Let's just be honest. We got action figures. I've bought like every action figure on the planet.
Yeah.
People are buying multiple copies of the Blu-ray. People are still going to go see. People are still seeing in theaters, and people are watching. Everything this thing does is just money. It's a money maker. That's it. Bottom line, this film's a smash hit. I don't care what anybody says.
That's the bottom line.
Even the socks.
Even the socks.
Even the
And that's without
Even the
Russia.
socks.
It's without China. The movie is making bank.
Yeah. You factor in,
quick money.
I'm not a but if person, because I'm not a but if person. Just you can't be. It is what it is. It's like Bill Parcells, when he said about his football teams, you are what your record says you are. That's the bottom line, and that's true. The Batman is what it is. It's a freaking hit, and there's no way you can
critically utter success. That's it. Bottom line.
And you can't slice it any other way. Because there's a part of me that goes, well, but if China hadn't been on lockdown, okay, it making $1 billion doesn't matter. That's been a moot point for weeks, because that film has done so well. And we're going to get into this now. It's got a sequel. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, it's called The Penguin.
Yeah, and that's you know what? That's where I was going. People, I don't know. Maybe it's the OCD age we live in, that people already, 2 weeks in, they were clamoring for a sequel announcement. But I'm like, the film was a hit. Just wait. It's still on the big screen. You can still go see it. They don't need to prop the film up by announcing a sequel. It speaks for itself. Ryan, you and I've talked about that. But they did announce that the Penguin sequel had been greenlit, 2 weeks into the Batman screening?
It's basically what they did with Wonder Woman 84. Isn't that basically what we did with Peacemaker?
Yeah,
Wonder Woman 84 immediately got the sequel movie announced.
The Penguin HBO Max series is a pseudo announcement that the Batman was going to get a sequel, because you're not going to make a Penguin TV show if you were still hesitant about the Batman, right? And you're not going to build this universe. You're not going to talk about the Arkham series that's coming out as well. So you did kind of get a backdoor sequel announcement several weeks ago, right? Right. So
yes, we did.
So yesterday, what was yesterday? It was about Tuesday. I started hearing scuttlebutt. Hey, they may announce the Batman sequel at CinemaCon. And I'm like, okay, I can see it, because usually they don't do that, because it's more focused on what's coming out within the next year, or so, for the theater owners. It's a big theater owner convention, whatever, distributors. And
this stuff never comes out to the public, by the way.
And I'm like, okay, so maybe this would be, since the Batman's what, the second biggest hit during the pandemic era.
Yeah, No Way Home,
right?
Always number one.
Yeah,
definitely.
So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is a way for Warner Brothers to, kind of prop up the theaters, because they took a hit, during all this pandemic bullshit. And to say, okay, the Batman's coming again. We're going to do a sequel, just some goodwill. Say, okay, we're doing all these movies, and then you know what? The Batman is getting a sequel, and it just kicked ass for you, and you got to make some money on it. So, and I'd be dadgum if that's not what happened. They trotted out Matt Reeves, and they announced, and I'll get Reeves' quote here. Reeves says, and I got a picture. If you check out,
who's the executive that announced this?
That would be Toby Emmerich.
My man.
Okay. My man. So Reeves comes out, and I got a picture on the story. So I got Warner Brothers sent out some pictures from CinemaCon. So I took the Reeves one. Reeves says, "Thank you for all your tremendous support for the Batman. We couldn't have gotten here without the faith and enthusiasm of all your teams around the world. I'm excited to jump back into this world for the next chapter." So Matt Reeves is coming back. Duh. Robert Pattinson's coming back. Duh. And the whole team, the whole the Batman team is coming back. Not a shock, right? At all?
Nope, not if you ask me. Kind of figured a sequel was coming. Excited the sequel's coming. Now we have word the sequel's coming. So, and just maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but people are talking about, oh, what do I want to see in the sequel? And my answer is whatever Mr. Reeves wants.
That's always
if that means it's Baby Doll, then that means it's Baby Doll.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care. He can do whatever. He has earned my trust until he hasn't. And it could be anyone. If he wants Mr. Freeze, be it. Like, that's it. It doesn't matter to me.
So Ryan, we knew a sequel was coming, but it just kind of as a fan, it feels good to know, okay, a sequel is officially, they have announced it. So you kind of get, like I wrote in the story, the ball, here go, the ball's rolling, the train's moving down the line. Enjoy the ride, because as you know, the Batman 2 will be here before we know it and be gone. We're already, almost 2 months into the Batman already. And it was like, how long was it where it's never going to get here? I can't wait for this movie. Oh my gosh. It feels like it's never going to be here. So
the Boo Dam will be back in Pete's pockets before we know it.
Yep.
I can't believe I walked out of that house with a sausage in my pocket.
That's how you do things.
So here's the thing. I was whelmed by it, but I think it's because I got online and I just saw the abundance of freaking out as if this was a complete shocker, that we had no idea any of this stuff was coming, and oh my god, a sequel or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, we knew it was I feel like it was harmless for Warner Brothers to say the Batman is going to have a sequel with Matt Reeves attached. Don't have to say when, don't have to say who all is involved or anything, just like a sequel is coming. So it was, to me, of just, they could say it. I mean, I was thinking like yesterday, they could say it tonight, they could announce it tomorrow, they could announce it in 3 Tuesdays, they could announce it in 4 months, whatever, and kind of, I mean, it's kind of what we figured, but I mean, wait for it. And Pete likes to talk about the plan. The people who love to criticize Warner Brothers' plan.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody complaining about the plan yesterday on Twitter. Everyone seemed really excited about everything they're going to see. No one's
heard that
complaining.
movies are coming, but before, and then we don't get them. Sort of stuff. So it's just kind of
the typical whiners. They all kept their mouth shut yesterday. Oh no, they were all happy with Glee.
I mean, I guess this is an official, which always it's better official than like we know. Sequel's coming. And then now poor Matt Reeves, anytime he's seen in public, he's going to be like, so, hey, how's the progress on the Batman sequel?
Yeah.
My advice, a case of Affleck syndrome real quick.
My advice to Matt Reeves is don't go in front of the press.
Yeah.
Because that's all. You know what? People are excited for it. I get it. But yeah, it was just poor Ben Affleck. He was doing Live by Night, and that's all he was asking.
A passion project, and everybody's like, "Oh, cool, you got this movie coming out." So listen about the Batman.
Actually, question. Now, did I miss this? Does Reeves have a project that's coming up? Is he working on anything, or is he going from the Batman to the Batman 2?
It looks like he'll probably that'll be his next film.
Okay, so
directing. I haven't seen that he's got any.
He's got a lot of like his production company has a lot of stuff. He produces stuff that he's
the cartoon on HBO Max. He's an EP or a producer.
He's one of
the two.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just hope he doesn't get burned out. Like too much of a good thing, maybe too off. And look, you know what? He may be such a big fan. Like he's obviously the biggest fan to ever direct a Batman movie, that he possibly can't get burned out. But I wouldn't mind if he just took a break in between, honestly, just to let the creative juices kind of flow, rebuild, reboot, focus on one thing. Maybe that'll help inspire something else in the next. But that's it, kind of Nolan style,
I feel like not
yeah.
not being the writer or director of all of this stuff would help that. He's helping oversee the other projects, whereas the Batman sequel itself is like that's his baby. And
Yeah.
so I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. I
Like,
haven't
look,
watched them
like
this week. So.
like the Penguin thing, the Penguin series. There'll be a showrunner. Reeves is a producer. He won't be hands-on, tremendously hands-on.
Would he be hands-on in the hiring process of said showrunner?
Probably.
Okay, so he'd be kind of,
absolutely.
This is my idea. These are my guidelines. Maybe he shepherds the ship a little bit.
Yeah. And hands it off.
Because I'm with you, Pete. Of like, yeah, I would feel that too. Of if he's writing and directing the Penguin series. He's writing the animated show. He's also going to write and direct some of the Arkham series, and he's going to write and direct the Batman sequel. It's kind of like, whoa, that's a lot.
You're dealing with a lot of psychos there.
I mean, I think that he's got enough other things that his production company does that's not Batman.
Okay.
That kind of gives him an outlet, and I'm not trying to speak for Matt Reeves. That gives him a creative outlet on other things. Sure. But
I can only dream where I have like 5 Batman projects.
Yeah, like honestly,
job.
like take a dream job. I want you to create a live Batman universe here. This is your job. Like,
I mean, it's like he's the one. He's the one who said, I want to create a Batman universe. So this seems
and if
to be
that's
his
what he
passion.
wants, then all right, let him do it. I just don't want him to get burned out.
Hey, look. I think
that's a reasonable.
I've run a Batman website for 24 years. It takes up almost every day of my life. At some point during the day.
2017 almost killed you.
Yes, and it's not like I'm going to go. I'm going to go start a such and such site just so I can get my creative juices going. And but he's got a passion for Batman. Good for him. He
does.
Good for this guy.
We benefit from it.
Yes, exactly. We benefit from it. We're fortunate to have the dude in charge of this. So, yeah, we're also fortunate to have Robert Pattinson playing Batman right now because that guy gets it. He kills it. I was going to bring this up when I was talking about the HBO Max thing. There's something about the Batman. When you see it the second time, it makes you want to see it even more than twice.
Yeah. Yes,
because there's so many little things in that film. So that may be playing a role. Well, they don't count it once, but it's just doing well. It's doing well across the board. We're getting a sequel. That's the bottom line. Enjoy the ride. The Penguin's coming. Hopefully, I bet sometime next year, if I had to guess.
It's just good. We are riding high. With the past couple of years have been a little rough around the edges. But it's nice to see Batman back on top. It's nice to see people are excited about Batman again. It's nice to see people unified, the sane ones at least. You still have a bunch of people who are screaming into dead air, but it's good now. It feels really good. I haven't been I haven't been overall this hyped about Batman since 1995, and that means collecting figures and watching movies, and it kind of brings back that nostalgic kid feeling, all that. Like that was 95 was great. That Christmas was great. All that stuff was all wonderful, as fun as the Nolan era was. But that was great from an adult standpoint. And now, well, I would say as a teenage standpoint, now I have this like adult version of that. So I go through like these 3 phases of like Batman euphoria, and each one is very different, but they all feel good, and it's nice to kind of have that feeling again. Like this is, hey, what's going on there, Fluffy? Whatever that cat's name is. It's, you got to think for cats. It's just good to have that feeling, because I can compare them, and I have these wonderful moments, and it's good to be back on top. It really is. It's a wonderful time to be a Batman fan. I'm so happy about it, and I can't wait to see what the next one's like, because
I haven't. I loved covering the Dark Knight trilogy. That was the pinnacle at that time. I don't know, but I think I told Lauer on one of these shows, and we'll have to do that. The BOF Chronicles. We'll have to do the Batman.
Yeah.
Episode.
Figure we get through the Blu-ray release.
Yeah. But I'll say it.
Time.
This is probably the most fun I've had in a long time maybe the most
Yeah.
fun ever covering a Batman movie is just, and I got no damn extra perks on this one. So that's, I'm just
Compliment to you and me, Pete.
I'm just speaking as a
Garrett and Haas, and
speaking as a fan. It was been great. All right, so we'll have to. Now we know what's coming for sure. That's all the fun time. I know people, and I see it, and I get it. People get excited, and they say, "I love to see this. I love to see this character, and I love to see this villain, and this storyline, this comic book, and blah blah." I get it. You're excited. That's fun. So enjoy that right now. So, and I'm like,
give me Harvey Bullock.
Just whatever Reeves wants to do. Come on, let's go.
Can I make the most realistic request for Matt Reeves, Harvey Bullock? Can we just get it? I don't think that's a stretch to do.
I want to see more Martinez.
Oh, he was great. He really was.
Hey, Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne.
Yeah.
You should get an action figure.
He should.
Speaking of action figures, I want everyone to know McFarlane Toys is making a gold label Catwoman from the Batman, and that means she's going to have the movie accurate mask. So for people who've been holding out on that, that is being, it's been seen on shelves. It's making their way. So there is going to be a gold label Catwoman with a movie accurate mask. So just keep an eye out.
What do you mean by movie accurate mask?
Okay.
You know how the action figure, because I have it right here. Because
I just turned around, looked at mine when you said that. It covers her whole.
She's
face
got
and
like
her
the
eyes.
early design mask. This is probably like a production. It covers the whole face, whereas in the movie,
Oh, okay,
the
gotcha.
mouth.
Yeah.
So they made that. They made the adjustment. They will have a movie accurate mask.
Did you know? Since you said McFarlane, I mean, Pete, you're on top of this stuff with the figures, but I've started to see now all over the place the Batman 66 figures.
Mhm.
They did have the Joker and Batman surf off figures
they
come
did-
out,
they
and then now they've got the Riddler and Batman boxing figures.
Yes, they do.
Remember that episode, Bill?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you
And
get
man,
the
it's
Riddler
been
box.
tough to not get them. I kind of just want to do it and say to hell with. Just I got the original Adam West one that he released, but now the swim trunks and the boxing. It's like, damn it.
I don't
And
need
the
those,
Eartha kit.
but
You've
I'm
got
glad
the
you
kit.
like
The
them.
Burgess Meredith looks really good.
I have all the main designs. Yeah, I didn't get the
Yeah.
surfing or the boxing ones, but I have Batman, Robin, Joker, Riddler, and Eartha Kitt and Mickey. Get him, Rock.
Well, unfortunately, since there was so much to talk about, we're not going to get into mailbag questions, but I will do a written mailbag for all those who sent in questions. So look forward to that here. in this
Damn it,
couple days.
CinemaCon.
Yeah. Damn it.
That was
Announce-
Christmas.
Damn you, Matt
That was a
Reeves.
CinemaCon. That was
Damn
Christmas.
you, Matt Reeves, for announcing the Batman sequel.
Damn you, Toby Emmerich.
Toby
You
Emmerich.
ruined everything.
Toby Emmerich's fault
Hey,
that I can't do
Hey,
this
don't you
mailbag
forget
show.
that Walter Hamada is also up to something.
Oh, that snake.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, okay. All right. Y'all go ahead and plug whatever you like. I'll let Ryan go first.
Please, yes,
Yes.
thank you. Let me go first
Yes.
before Pete. Check out my reviews and past interviews and such on Batman on Film. Just this week, actually, just yesterday, Batman Beyond the White Knight, issue number 2, reviews up on BOF. Check BOF Podcast 196, where I interviewed the writer and artist Sean Murphy, and also check out my podcast, the Batman Book Club, wherever you find podcasts. All of those episodes are also on Batman on Film. Bill's been on, Pete's been on. Pete's actually the next episode where we do the monthly wrap up.
I'm the AP of the show.
He is. He does something. He's an AP who does something. And Garrett Grav was on the last episode, and some cool episodes are coming up on that. And there you go.
Okay.
You can follow me on social media. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Zack Snyder's favorite platform, Vero, at Pete Illustrated. You can follow podcast number 1, a news-based podcast that I co-host with the champion of Long Island, Eric Holzman, at @straight_O_G. That's Straight Outta Gotham. You can follow podcast number 2, the Italian Spider-Man Coalition podcast. That's at Italians for Spidey. That is podcast I co-host with Chicago's finest, Nicholas and Nico Caruso. We just talk about webheads. Follow at Team Yellow Oval as we are excited for Batgirl possibly on the big screen, and we may get 2 yellow ovals on the big screen. That'd be great. It's back in print. It's back on the screen, so we're excited about that. Follow Batman on Film proper for my written comic book reviews and movie reviews. Follow Batman on Film YouTube for my interviews with Tara Strong and Michael Uslan, and just hit me up on Twitter if you want to talk about Uxas.
Bill wants to talk about Uxas.
I am. I've heard that before, and I'm impressed every single time when I hear that spiel.
It's like he just inhales and then just boom, just rolls.
Sometimes I try to do it in one breath.
I can't. It's hard for me to follow. It's like Elvis back in the 50s when no one wanted, back in the early days when he was on Louisiana Hayride tour and no one wanted to follow him when he was up and coming, and they just.
I should do it in an Elvis voice. You can follow me on Twitter.
Oh. That movie's coming out in June. I'm excited for it. Okay. Batman on Film. For me, I'll get Batman on Film. Batman-on-film.com. You'll find everything. All the shows that all the boys mentioned, including this one and the regular Batman on Film podcast, and even I did a satellite show. First one I ever did with my daughter, Mackenzie, and we talked about Better Call Saul, the season 6. First 2 episodes. We're going to do one at the midway point. We're going to do one in the finale. And this week's show was something else. That's all I'll say. You guys got to get into Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, man.
I know. Breaking Bad, I did. I watched the first season of Better Call Saul, and then it just life. And
I have to stop rewatching Batwoman to get some time in there. Just
the quality's the same. But Breaking Bad, Batwoman, I get it. So
yeah, for sure.
So anyway, all those shows, Batman Podcast Network, go to the Batman on Film website, find podcast. You'll see Batman Podcast Network. You'll find the shows there. If you like what we do at Batman on Film, all of us, Pete and me, and I do some stuff for Batman on Film on occasion.
Bill.
Everybody, the whole team, and help us keep it going. Patreon.com/Batman on Film. On social media, I'm on Twitter at Batman on Film. You'll get my witty banter there. So if you don't want my witty banter, go to at the Batman on Film. You just get news links. AdvertiseCast. You want to advertise on Batman on Film? AdvertiseCast.com/Batman on Film, and of course tpublic.com/Batman on Film, and you can get a cool T-shirt. You can still even get a commemorative watch party shirt.
I should get the text version. I don't have that one.
So, wear it around. People wear, I'd wear them. I'll buy.
I wear it.
I wear rock. I get rock concert T-shirts from like 1984 or 75, Aerosmith World Tour 1975. On the back, and they have all the dates lit, those shirts. And they're kind of retro. And get a Batman on Film watch party. 2022, the Batman shirt.
That's what we should do for the next watch party. We should put the theaters on the back of where we saw it when we have a satellite.
I did put Dallas, Texas. Yeah, I did put the location and the date, but that's a good idea. So I think that's all I got. Thinking. Any last words besides your plugs before we get out of here?
I think Warner Brothers has an excellent plan. I can't wait to see it on the screen.
Ryan, I got to ask you.
Okay.
Are you going to break down and watch the Batman on HBO Max?
Yes.
Okay.
First step is admitting it, right? Admitting my problem. Yeah, I have no.
Okay.
I'm not strong enough. It's just a matter of when.
And one more thing before we go. Do your Mr. Freeze stealing diamonds impression.
Oh, you're not sending me to the cooler. I got to go get me some diamonds.
Okay, that's it.
Sounds like
hear that, Matt Reeves?
That's it. Yeah.
Hear that, Matt Reeves?
Yeah.
If you need a Mr. Freeze, I'm here all day.
All
Save
right.
my wife.
That's awesome. All right. It's awesome. All right. So for Peter and Ryan Lauer, I'm Bill. Thanks for listening. Rachel. No, excuse me.
Whoa.
Announcer Rachel will take us out. and we'll catch you next time. You know, I'll call our announcer Rachel at the house. Hey, announcer Rachel.
I've seen it.
Announcer Rachel, you come here, please, and announce something for me.
Hey now.
Yeah. Hey now. All right.
Thanks for listening to the Batman on Film Social Hour, Jett's official BOF podcast and vlog. Follow Jett on Twitter at Batman on Film. For BOF news only on Twitter, follow at the Batman on Film. For Jett and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original Batman on Film.